What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's good? What's up, people? It's me. I'm L27. You know who I am?
Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose, honey.
He's about the business of dipping spoons into sugar bowls. Anyway, real girls do real things. So as to make it easier for insertion, maybe?
No means no, and yes means no.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's good, people? What's up, what's up, what's up? What is up? What is up? I am back. I know I've been gone for a while. It's me, L27, and I am back for yet another review. This, ladies and gentlemen, will be our review for The Real Housewives of Atlanta. It is season 15. It is episode 1, entitled Who's Gonna Check My New Boo? Now listen, I do not have The Real House Skanks of Atlanta in my arsenal or repertoire of reviews. It's not in the catalog. However, some of my fellow reviewers have asked, and some of you have asked, and here I am. So let's get right down to it. I mean, the reason I have it because it's enough doing the house horrors of my last damn nerves. The Real Housewives of Potomac. So Atlanta and their antics and these girls, I really don't see it for. So I'm gonna try to get through these reviews without dragging people with reckless abandon. We'll see how successful I am. We start off with the fact that there was no intro, where they do the little taglines, and there was none of that, none of that. So yeah, they just got right down to it. I also noticed that the first episode seemed a bit shorter. I know usually first episodes when Housewives seasons start back, they try to go a little longer than the hour long. This time they cut it off at an hour. That's all you getting. No intros, no nothing. Now I don't know if that means that it wasn't a whole lot for them to use or that was usable for the first episode, and if this is any depiction of where we're gonna go. I don't know, y'all, but we'll see. So anyway, we start off with at Sheree house. She at home. Martell from Love and Marriage Huntsville comes over. Um, and apparently, they wanted to, go on record, so people would know, and there'd be no confusion that they're dating. The the effort that Bravo and Andy Cohen down there to the Bravo put into testing my gag reflex and whether or not it was still there with this whole thing with Sheree going on and on and on about Martell and his dick and how good his sex is. Listen, it was a valiant effort at invoking a gag reflex that I no longer, am in possession of. But girl, I don't need all that. I don't need all of that. Girl, it almost caused violent diarrhea just listening to them. Anyway, um, then they talk about going to Ross's 40th birthday party that Sonya is throwing for him. Martell says he's gonna go with Sheree. And then he says Candy and Todd better act right at the party because they both only like 3 feet tall. There was some shade thrown there. And they both are pretty short. I mean, I don't think First of all, I don't think Candy want no smoke with Sheree. I think Sheree would dog walk and dish rag Candy, and I don't think Todd want no smoke with Martell because Martell would beat the shit out of him. But that's a whole different situation. But basically, they was like, I hope they keep it cute. They had all that smoke for Candy and Todd, but nobody else on the cast. Your real smoke should have been with some other people on the cast, but that's a whole another story. Anyway, Candy is in her office with Don Juan and Carmen. We ain't seen Carmen since God was a child, but they in Candy's office. Shout out to House of Aaron, a fellow reviewer. Shout out to him. They had him on the episode. That was real good. I love to see us fellow reviewers on these shows. And shout out to House of Aaron doing his damn thing over there. And they put a clip of one of his YouTube videos on the show. And this was when they talked about um, Sheree's failed life. um, she's stealing stuff from other people's from other companies and selling it for more money. The fact that she has no clue how to run a business and you have a website that can't facilitate hosting all of this stuff. And did I hear them say something about her doing a month to month payment on the I don't. Maybe I'm making that up. I don't know, but they started talking about the fact that Mama can't even get her shit together with her. You know what? I'm not going to even call this a real business or a real entrepreneurial venture. This is just a little hobby that she had. She wanted to see if she could do this hobby and, put get this hobby off the ground. And it clearly has it. And I'm sure she'll be on to the next hobby, which is Schlavin or Martell's knob. I'm just saying. I mean, last season I thought she was about the hobby of having a halfway house because she taking in convicts and felons, people on house arrest, in her house, or she thought she was until the man told her he wasn't coming in her house. So that hobby didn't go anywhere. She's been trying to get this hobby. She stole it from other people and selling it on her website for hundreds of dollars more. Um, hasn't gone anywhere in how many years? 15 years. So she picks up these hobbies and has failed attempts at them. The newest hobby is um slobbing on Martell's Kappa cane. Filleting him anywhere and everywhere she can. Professing to having a relationship with Martell Holt from Love and Marriage Huntsville, so that either one of you could cling on to whatever celebrity status y'all think y'all have. Anyway, Kenya comes over and Sonya comes over. Kenya, Sonya, and Moneta come over. At that point, Don Juan and Carmen had to leave. Baby, y'all ain't real cast members. Y'all was just holding down the fort until they got here, keeping their seats warm until they got here. So she put them out. So after the minions leave, Kenya talks about how Moneta hooked her up with some white boy who she's currently dating. I don't really care. I don't care about anything or anyone you're dating, Kenya. Let's just be clear and honest. I don't care. As much as you talk about Sheree and her failed attempts at love, baby, you seem to be sleeping with any and everything up and down the eastern seaboard. Whatever. Candy girl. Girl Candy. Candy girl, you are my world. I need your love each and every damn day. This goddamn wig, I mean, this Amara La Negra wig that you done stole from her off of the set of Love and Hip Hop Miami and threw on your damn head, go burn that shit forever. I never want to see you in this wig again in Like Candy. That shit is not it. Get Put that shit back where you got it from at the set of Love and Hip Hop Miami, and that they got out of Amara La Negra's wardrobe, and never put that on again. This shit look just stupid as hell on the Amara La Negra, and it looks just as idiotic and insane on you. Like, let it. They talk about the girls that are there, Moneta, Sonya, Kenya, and Candy. They talk about Sheree and Martell, and that's what I'm saying. Kenya's going on and on and on and on and on about how Sheree is, skanking her way in and out of relationships, and how now she's getting cheated on left, right, and sideways by Martell. Why does it care? Why do you care? If the woman want to get her back blown out, let the woman get her back blown out. Why do you care? You get your back blown out by anything with a peen, Kenya. I'm just saying. How is it any different? Anyway, Kenya says Martell was trying to holler at her in her DMs. Baby, first of all, you never even opened the message, right? So how do you know he was trying to slide in your DMs? How do you know what the message even said if you never even opened it? Because when we got to the message, and they opened it, the message had been deleted. Now, if Kenya and Sheree are filming, how do we know it wasn't a situation? Now, I'm playing devil's advocate here. I'm not saying he wasn't trying to slide in her DMs, but with no concrete evidence and no receipts, we don't know if that's really what it was. Because we seen this whole storyline over on goddamn Real Housewives of Potomac with Satana Ashley saying that Chris slid in her DMs. So my point being, What if it was a situation where he was looking for Sheree and knew that and couldn't get in contact with her and knew that they were filming together and was trying to ask Kenya in the DMs, "Hey, have you seen Sheree? Can you tell her to give me a call?" And I know that may be a stretch, and I know I might be playing devil's advocate, but with no clear cut receipts, with no evidence that he was sliding to your DMs saying, "Let me, titty fuck you, let me slide it down your throat, let me, beat your box in." You can't just tell us that with no concrete evidence. A mess. A mess. Candy starts crying. I'm not here for this Candy storyline about, "Oh, my family misses me. Oh my God. My husband says I don't have time for him. Oh, 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 girl. My son says he misses his mother and he wants time with his mother." Why are you having all these kids if you're gonna also have 846 jobs that's gonna keep you away from those kids? It would be one thing if you had if your kids were being homeschooled, or when you had a traveling tutor or instructor and you were taking the kids along with you and they were getting schooling and instruction and everything. But baby, you be all over the globe trotting all over everywhere. So I can imagine that those kids are like, "I'll never see my mama," and so it is what it is. You knew that before you had those kids. You had the kids, and now you mad because the kids said, "Why you ain't spending time with me?" And you mad because Todd is saying, "Why you ain't spending time with me?" You wanted to be married, you wanted to have kids, but then you don't want to do the things that go along with being married and having kids, which is sitting your ass the fuck down and taking care of your family every now and again. I'm not here for this story. This is a whole fictitious, made up storyline, and I ain't here for none of it. Moving on. Sonya is at home with her family. Now, this was the best part of the episode. Miss Cohen, Andy Cohen, thank you, Andy, for hearing me and knowing what I needed to make it through this first episode. Because I feel like Andy Cohen saying the fuck this shit meter at this point in the episode is going to be at an all-time high. So let me give L Teddy 27 something that he can cling on to make it through the rest of this episode. And what did he give me? He gifted me with Ross and the brother-in-law. What is his name? Tyrell. That's all I need to see. If they can give me my requisite Ross and Tyrell every episode, I'm here every episode. I mean, if you want to do me a real solid, have them come on the episode shirtless, body, working out, body all glistening with sweat and stuff like that, and I'll be here for every episode. Thank you, Bravo. You here for me. You see me, Miss Cohen, Andy Cohen. Appreciate you. Thank you, mommy. Thank you, boo. Love you for putting them on my television screen. So then we got to see Ross and brother-in-law. So we find out, while I was glad to see him, then they had to burst my whole bubble, because now we find out brother-in-law ain't got a job nowhere in America. Ain't got a job the first, nowhere in America. So much so, your wife, and your two kids is basically leeching off of Sonya and Ross. Let's be clear here. Because y'all ain't got a house nowhere in America. Y'all have no property. Y'all have no assets. But y'all got kids living in a whole nother family's house. You ain't got a job the first. And when Sonya does you a solid and gives you a job as her assistant, your stinking trifling ass wife, who's also Sonya's younger sister, got an issue with Sonya saying, "Bitch, you need to do your job." Because last time I checked, the job of an assistant is an on call, damn near 24-hour a day job. Let's be clear. That's the job of an assistant. Ask any assistant anywhere. I don't understand it, but hey, who the fuck am I? So then the sister chimes in, her ungrateful ass. "Oh, you need to understand your boundaries. Don't you see he's trying to eat and you're trying to give him more things to do? I'm just, and why do you come in here and we eat at 6:30? You ask my kids if they want to go outside and play." Hey, bitch. Hey, whore. If you had your own fucking house, you wouldn't have to worry about nobody telling your kids what to do. If you tried to go monster.com, indeed.com, somebodyfindajob.com, and find your trifling ass husband a job, he wouldn't have to be Sonya's assistant. I mean, Last season, he around here trying to give workout tips to Sonya and Ross. Why don't you go out there and try and be a personal trainer? Why don't you go out there to the Walmart, to the Target, to some goddamn where, to a construction site? There's jobs all over the greater Atlanta area. There's no shortage of jobs. Hell, you can get a job working from home, remote. You can get a job, doing anything. Hell, get a fucking OnlyFans or something. You're fine enough to do it. Do some shit. But you do not get the liberty of saying, why you working my husband? When that bitch ain't got a job and she's doing everything in her power to house you, put a roof over your head and your kids, find your man a job when his trifling ass ain't got one nowhere in America, and pay him. And you have the audacity, the unmitigated gall to sit up here. What did she call her? An imbecile? No, she called her a dingbat. And you calling me a dingbat in my own house? Girl, no ma'am. No, baby, baby shark. Doop, 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 doop. Girl, it's no way. Sonya girl, I don't know if you played it down because of the television cameras and you didn't want a dog walk that hole, but let's be clear. This girl would not be in my motherfucking house with her grown ass husband and her two kids, two able bodied grown ass motherfuckers in a whole marriage with two whole kids living in my house, calling me all kinds of dingbats and telling me what I am and I'm not gonna do with the assistant who's on my payroll. Girl, no ma'am. Girl, no ma'am. Girl, no ma'am. Do you have any talents anywhere? I mean, for all of this shit that you talking, Sonya's sister, do you have any talents? Do you have any job skills? Do you have anything to garner any money, to garner any, way of having a roof over your own head? Because while you're complaining that your sister tried to put you on and give you a job as her hairstylist or something like that, girl, what? I'm trying not to drag this woman. I'm trying everything in me not to drag this woman, but y'all gonna make me. Because it sounds like to me, all you want to do is have your husband lay up at the house and wait for you to slide on his dick so y'all can have another baby and have three kids under that woman's roof and have a whole 5-member family under this roof when that woman got her own husband and her own child. I mean, hell, y'all can go get government assistance, Section 8, something. Go get you a goddamn job. Since you got a problem with the job your sister gave you, and that your sister gave your husband, and the roof that your sister gave you, and your husband, and your two kids, you are a trifling ass excuse for a woman, a mother, and your husband is a trifling ass excuse for a man and a husband and a father. Because there's no way. And first of all, Ross, I don't even see how you let that shit go, Ross. I might can look past the fact if Sonya says I want my mom and dad to stay with me. You know what? Okay, fine. But that trifling ass sister and her grown ass husband and them two kids and the fact that neither one of these bitches got no real job nowhere in America and got the nerve to be calling me all kinds of dingbats and yelling about what got going on in my motherfucking house, baby, you'll be down there to the shelter. I don't give a shit. You'll be down there to the shelter. You'll be down there trying to make it happen. No, ma'am. No, God. Let me get up off this because I'm about to be triggered. I almost got triggered. I'm not going to do this. But that's a trifling ass woman and a trifling ass man. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Sonya, they going to be... nope. Anyway, moving on. At Candy's house, Candy is complaining because Todd is working and not spending time with the family. Oh, so you got a problem because he's doing the same thing that you've been doing all these years? Problem now? Moving on. I told you I don't care about that storyline. Moving on. At Marlo's house, we had this fictitious made up scene. Now, y'all not going to tell me this was a real scene. This scene with Marlo and those two boys, that gave me completely rehearsed, completely listen. Last season was a bad look. Let's start off this season by having this orchestrated. Oh, we cooked you Taco Tuesday. Oh, we love, love, love you. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Oh my God, I enjoyed these boys. They're forever mine. Oh my God, here comes Miss Sharon, our life coach, who's not going to hold me responsible for anything. Not going to hold anyone responsible. Everything's just so happy, happy, happy. Joy, joy, joy. Y'all know as well as I do. Those of you in the audience that got teenage kids, that shit don't work like that. No, ma'am. No, God. That shit seemed real made up, real staged. I ain't by none of it. They apologizing to her for her kicking them out. Girl, I can't. This shit is made up. I want no parts of it. I want no parts of it. Moving on. Sonya goes to Sheree's house. Sheree complaining about her sister. Girl, but you ain't doing nothing about it. Moving on. Sheree, friend Courtney come over. Courtney say, because they asked Courtney was she going to the birthday party. Courtney said yes. Sonya said I'm gonna have all the ladies there. She said, do you know any of them? She says I already know many of them, but I do run into some of the same circles as Candy. She said, oh, but a friend of mine called me and said Candy been asking people about me, trying to check on me and see what I got going on and trying to see if I'm a good or a bad person. And I don't even understand that. That shit seemed weird. I'm already exhausted with this storyline, and we ain't even got to it yet. But yeah. So then we get to the birthday party. Um, Drew ain't come, but Ralph came without her talking about she got a family crisis. Hello, hello, you're her husband. If she has a family crisis, shouldn't her husband shouldn't the husband be with his wife during a, as you said, crisis? Crisis is the word you use, not us. If my wife is in a crisis, guess what the fuck I'm gonna be with my goddamn wife? Which leads me to believe this is a lie. We ain't seen Drew Sidora none of this episode. Not one part of this episode. And since they didn't have the opening intro credits, we ain't seen her at all. She didn't give no tagline, no nothing. Baby, you just missed a whole paycheck. That's a whole paycheck you done missed, girl. And last time I checked, I don't think y'all got that kind of capital for you to be missing whole paychecks from the Bravos. I'm just saying. Moving on. Um, Sheree shows up with Martell as her date. Everybody starts talking and gossiping about Martell, how he got women up and down, the Atlanta, up and down the Atlanta streets. He got women in all parts. Women in Riverdale, women in Marietta, women in Decatur, women in Sandy Springs, women down in Midtown, women over there in Dunwoody. He got women all over the place. Just a mess. A whole mess. We then get, they're doing what they do. They gossip, drink, gossip, drink, gossip, drink. So then we get toward the end of the episode. So I must get. There were two things happening at the same time. I don't know if they were really happening at the same time, but they showed them to us kind of as if they were happening at the same time. So the first one, I'm gonna get the first one out of the way first. Courtney goes and addresses Candy. This was another scene that was so concocted. Now, Candy girl, you are my world. I need your love each and every day. There's no breath in my body I have that I want to waste on having any semblance of the notion that you gonna really fight anybody and headbutt anybody. You ain't no fighting girl. Candy, you can't fight. I have no reason to believe that you can fight at all. We done heard stories of you getting your ass whooped by one of the Scott sisters, be it either Latasha Scott or Tamika Scott. Candy, you ain't no fighter like that girl. Well, I headbutt this bitch. Cause Candy, you really turned it up. As much as you say that girl turned it up, it got turned up to me from what I was watching when Candy said, "What's the energy?" That, and I say that because people are saying the girl had energy coming into it. But as a fellow Capricorn, I know if a situation is bothering you, you're going to go there. It may look like you have a certain energy because most Capricorns, we're just not bothered enough by a thing. Things come and things go and they roll off our back like water off a duck's back. We just don't give a shit. So if and when we go and address you about stuff, we're going to be very direct. We're not going to mix words. We're just going to come and say, hey, bitch, dot, 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 dot. You see that as us coming with a certain level of energy. We see that as this is how it is. I need some answers. When Candy followed that up by saying, "What's the energy? What's your She said, "What she said? What's the energy?" That's right there is where I'm telling you, as a fellow Capricorn, now when you ask me a silly ass question like "What's the energy?" instead of addressing the topic that I took time out of my day, time out of my night and event to ask you, and you gonna hit me with that bullshit. Well, now, girl, I'm gonna give you what's the energy. Well, let me show you what the motherfucking energy is. See, that's the way I'm going now. Because now you are gaslighting me. You're patronizing me. I don't have this kind of energy. See, Capricorns, we're all about, I don't have this kind of energy. And so when you ask me, what's the energy? Now, Beach, I will get that kind of energy that you need. And so I was, what's the energy? Bitch, this is what the mother, see, now we got to take it up to a level now. Now, there's no backing down now. Now it's, ain't no, oh, da 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 da. Nope, you finna get it all. And Candy act like she ain't want to back down. Great. Great. You got two opposing forces now. Neither one want to back down. Good. Let's see who gonna win. Out. Cause Candy, let's be clear, Candy, you ain't no fighter. You just not. You really are not. You were over there waiting and hoping for security to step in. That's why you just kept getting louder and louder, so as to invoke somebody in the, from security or from production to step in and break it up. Girl, you ain't really want to fight like that, Candy. Let's just be clear. I still don't know why Courtney brought it up to her anyway. It don't even matter. You was asking about me, girl. I'm sure you found out what you needed to know. Now, that's where she didn't act like a real Capricorn. A real Capricorn, you Googled me or you wanted to ask about me, girl, unless you come and ask me, I ain't got that type of time. I guess you got your answer. I'm over here minding my own business, drinking, not being bothered. That's what a true Capricorn would have did. But Courtney, I understand you trying to be on the show and you trying to get this, trying to make sure the camera stay on you. All right, get it how you live, honey. The other situation that was going on, we had Monyetta and Kenya addressing Sheree about Martell and the fact that Martell is sleeping with everybody across the great state of Georgia, crossing Alabama and Georgia lines, fucking everything with a hole from Huntsville, Alabama to Atlanta, Georgia. And Kenya made a calculated misstep. Kenya, Sheree got your ass because when you was like, "Oh, I got Martell tried to slip into my DMs," so I know. She said, "Really? Show me, baby. You don't have a receipt." The first, that's one. Then two, Sheree really got you when she said, boo, let me ask him. Come here, Martell. So now, because you wanted no parts of Martell coming over there and addressing the situation, because now you have no evidence, you have nothing that really, no substantial evidence showing that he really did what you said he tried to do. And now he can come over there and dog walk you. I mean, not physically, of course, but if he want to spar with you verbally because you over here accusing him and making accusations that you have no evidence of and he could deny being true, then that's all on you, boo. You miscalculated. Baby, you should have said, the street said he cheating on you, but girl, I don't know. I just wanted you to know and left it at that and kept it moving because we don't know why you give so much of a damn. I mean, it went off mid argument, mid conversation just before Martell got over there. But I love how Sheree flipped it on her and said, baby, you ain't just gonna sit here and just tell me what happened. Before you even get started, let me call him over here so nothing can get misconstrued. So he can hear exactly what it is your ass about to accuse him of. I love it, Sheree. Sheree gathered you, Kenya. I'm sorry, girl. Now, from the way it looked, you gonna get all animated and all upset, but baby, the damage was done. They got you, girl. You came out there, you jumped out on that ledge, and you was out there by yourself. Cause Monyetta ain't say a goddamn thing. As soon as you said all of that, Monyetta just let you take the lead, and she sat back and was like, you got it, girl, and you out there on your own. Girl, I don't know what to tell you, Kenya, girl. She got you, girl. She got you. We'll see next episode what happens, y'all. Listen. That was the episode. We're looking to see what happens on it. I don't know. Y'all let me know. I'm trying to do this Housewives of Atlanta. I'm going to do the best I can. I can't promise y'all nothing, but we here for now. That's all I can promise. That's all I can promise. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. Y'all out.